Once upon a time, there was a young boy named John. He had a lot of close friends who he used to spend his free time with. But one day, tragedy struck, and he suddenly lost two of his best friends in an accident. John was deeply affected by the loss, and he soon started to feel very depressed. He had difficulty getting out of bed in the morning, and he could barely muster up the energy to go to school or do anything else. He felt like he had no one to talk to, and the sadness and loneliness was overwhelming. Desperate for relief, John started using drugs to try and numb the pain. He thought that if he could just forget about his friends, he could go back to feeling normal again. But of course, the drugs only made things worse. He started to suffer from anxiety and depression, and he struggled to get out of bed in the morning. John was at a loss for what to do, until one day someone came to him with a ray of hope. His friend had found a way to help him cope with his grief and depression. She suggested that John start talking to a therapist, and slowly but surely, John began to feel better. With the help of a therapist, John was eventually able to come to terms with the loss of his friends. He had to learn to accept that there was nothing he could do about it, and he had to make peace with the fact that he would never see them again. John was eventually able to find solace in the memories of his friends and the time they spent together. He was able to heal and eventually live a happy and healthy life without the need for drugs. He learned that it was possible to find joy again, even after such a terrible loss. John was a changed man, and he was determined to help others who were in similar situations. He became an advocate for mental health, and he dedicated himself to supporting those who were struggling with depression or addiction. John's story is an inspiration to many, and it serves to remind us that it is possible to find hope, even in the darkest of times.